Pennsylvania authorities are fighting back against Luigi Mangione after his legal team accused police of improperly detaining and arresting him at an Altoona McDonald's that was last December. Now, in response to a pretrial motion from Mangione's attorney to throw out evidence connected to that initial arrest, this court document filed Monday by prosecutors denies any break in protocol during his Pennsylvania arrest. Here they lay out each step taken by Altoona police and Luigi Mangione, writing in part, "At no time does defendant Mangione ask to leave, attempt to leave, or try to disengage from the detention." Luigi Mangione is accused of gunning down United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. That was last December. A manhunt led police to a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, where an employee called 911 saying they believe the suspect was there. He is now in federal custody in New York and could face the death penalty if found guilty. NewsNation's Caitlyn Becker joins us live from Midtown Manhattan. Caitlyn, what else does this document say specifically?
Well, as you said, Kelly, it really does lay out point by point exactly how prosecutors say law enforcement stayed within the confines of the law and within protocol when they initially detained and arrested Luigi Mangione. Now, his defense team had put out a lengthy legal document saying exactly the opposite, claiming that when he was seated at this McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, that law enforcement approached him, prevented him from leaving, and in their words, created kind of a wall of law enforcement where he couldn't get out. Now, them saying on the flip side, he picked that table. He was in the McDonald's for a significant amount of time, chose the table, chose the seat, chose to sit in the corner. And when law enforcement approached him based off of that 911 tip that came in, they were trying to just simply ascertain whether or not he was in fact the suspect that was being sought by the NYPD in connection with that CEO murder. What changed in that moment is when they asked for ID, and this is the rub here for this very long document from prosecutors. Prosecutors say the second they asked for ID, Luigi Mangione allegedly willingly handed them identification, but it was a forgery. It was a fake New Jersey license. So the second he handed them fake documents, they then had probable cause to arrest. And from there, everything else is, in their words, completely legal. He handed them fake documents. They gave them exactly what they needed to do to take him into custody. And when they took him into custody, they also took in the contents of his backpack. Inside of that backpack was an alleged trove of evidence connecting him to this crime here in New York that happened right where I am standing here, Kelly. So you can see there exactly why the defense wouldn't want any of this information and any of this evidence to get into the system, to get into the court system here, because then it, of course, can be used against him. So it becomes sort of fruit of the poisonous tree. If they can keep the evidence, the alleged manifesto, the alleged ghost gun, the IDs, the mask, the clothes, everything that was contained in this backpack, if they can keep it out, then the evidence against him kind of falls like a house of cards, and that could impact his two cases here in New York. But prosecutors in Altoona saying everything was done to the letter.
Wow. You know, Caitlyn, as you know, this is just one of 3 cases. Where do we stand now with the other 2?
Right, so this one is in Altoona, Pennsylvania. This was his initial arrest, but he has these 2 cases here in New York, a state murder case and a federal murder case. That federal murder case, an indictment came down earlier this month. Mangione was in federal court on Friday, so just a few days ago, where he was arraigned on 4 charges. The death penalty is on the table. He was there in his prison-issued jumpsuit. He pleaded not guilty to those, so now not guilty to the federal charges. He had previously pleaded not guilty to the state charges and the ones in Altoona. So all of these working their way through the system now, but that state case, Kelly, is going to be the one that will be adjudicated first here in New York, and he's due back in court there next month.
All right, I know you have close eyes on all these cases. Caitlyn Becker, thank you as always.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.